So you're going to have various environments, from servers that you literally screwed into the cabinet yourself in your own data center, all the way to servers where you don't even remember what city that they're in because it's serverless and you just picked a region because of proximity. I happen to know that US South Central is a data center right here in San Antonio, about 2 hours drive from my house. But a lot of times you really won't know exactly where that data center is because of all the serverless. But you've got a whole myriad in between, whether it's containers, VMs that you control versus just app service where you know how many VM instances are running, but you really don't have full control. Octopus Deploy can deploy to all of it and really make it seamless. And if the demo that we just showed you, if you're going to Azure App Services, it is absolutely brain dead simple to deploy. Octopus Deploy over the last few years has invested quite a bit in making it just as smooth as butter to deploy to app service, and make sure that all of even though Azure supports hundreds of little knobs where you can tune and customize everything, that those are accessible. But for 80% of the time, we don't care about all those knobs. So they've streamlined it and elevated just the few knobs that really make a difference most of the time. But all of them are supported for sure. And so let's dive in again, how to think about making this bridge between build and deploy. In your Visual Studio solution or in your application, you're going to have some number of deployable assets, and really simple case, some type of web application, some type of database, and of course, every one of our applications has some type of offline job, whether it's just a little service that's reading from a queue, or it has some little thing going on, or maybe a console utility. And then we have some type of tests. And so in order for those to go to a deployed environment, we need to package each one of those up. And so therefore we have 4 different packages, all with the same release candidate name, pushing over to, in this case, Octopus Deploy's package repository. And at the same time, we push our tests to Azure Artifacts, which is an important thing to keep in mind. Because we're running our tests from Azure pipelines, we need to pull what we need for those tests from Azure Artifacts, because Octopus Deploy's built-in NuGet server is an internal only server. It does not expose an external API. So you can push into it, but you can't retrieve externally from it, only Octopus Deploy projects in-house. So that's a key distinction. Let's review just a little bit some of the key things that we talked about. These on the bottom, for our TDD environment, we're recreating a database from scratch, running the DBEP tool. We're initializing the database. We're configuring server resources. We're deploying whatever application we have. And then we're running acceptance tests. We're running whatever those tests we have after Octopus Deploy completes, gives control back to Azure Pipelines. Azure Pipelines runs the tests, and then we can move on. Okay. Now, from a smoke test perspective, when it really is kind of a health check, asking the application, okay, I just deployed, I just copied files, I just moved stuff. How do I really know that the application started up? This is where smoke tests come in. This is, or what we're really asking the application is, hey, I know I deployed a new version of you, but are you healthy? All right, we need to ask the application that question. And so we need at least some endpoint, some way to call the application and let it answer that question. And so whatever's appropriate to your application, make sure that you do that right after you deploy to any environment. That's just a tip. And again, every application is different, but make sure you have some type of call, some type of ping of some sort, so the application, so you can know that it actually did start up properly and it's ready to go, and that you didn't get one of those phantom situations where the tooling reported a deployment success, but this application's flat out broken and not started. We all know that that's happened to everybody.